I am working on this old French provincial dresser. This is a Dixie brand dresser and it's really beautiful and I love the style. I created this piece for the furniture flip challenge over on Instagram. The inspiration was romantic revival, and I thought this would be the most perfect piece for that theme. Doing my usual prep work, which is clean sand, clean again, but on this top, this is a Formica, so I'm using a 60 grit sandpaper. Yes, you can paint Formica, you just need to scuff it up really well. And then I'm taking this spray primer and I'm giving it a coat on top of the whole entire piece. Adding some raised stenciling on this. So I have this plastic wood filler, and this stuff is actually really dried out, but what I'm going to do is I'm adding some water to it and just kind of reactivating it, and that actually worked, so I was happy about that. But before I do my raised stenciling, I am going to add a coat of this Waverly chalk paint in the color called Ivory to the top of the dress. I'm going to be doing a faux marbling effect on the top, so I just need a base coat, and white is the color I'm choosing. Now onto this raised stencil. I'm just doing it over top of where the drawer pull will go, but I also added a couple of just little pieces and sections all over the top three drawer fronts. I don't know, I just thought it would look kind of cute, like maybe vintage wallpaper or Victorian style wallpaper or something like that. And I'm just using this putty knife and I'm applying it that way over top of my stencil. And I do use my finger as well to get that plastic wood into more of those decorative curvy areas of the stencil. When that plastic wood dried, I used that spray primer and I sprayed over top of the raised stencil, and I used a board to protect from any overspray on the sides as well as on the middle and the bottom. I have two different paints here. One's a milk paint and one is a chalk paint. I'm going to be mixing the both of them together. They are both water-based paints, so there should be no issue. And I'm just blending the two colors together onto my piece. For my faux marble effect, I'm using about a quarter of cup of water and about a teaspoonful of this Dixie Belle brand paint in the color called Manatee Gray. And then I'm going to mix that up really well, and I'm going to fill a syringe with this paint mixture. And then once I have my syringe filled, I'm just going to like randomly squeeze squiggly lines all over the top, just kind of wherever I think marble or how marble might look. They're all squiggly and just random. I like the drips, I like the different directions. So I'm just kind of going with my gut and what I feel looks right. I'm blending, tapping, dabbing, dry brushing this Fusion brand mineral paint in the color called Laurelton into the paint. This kind of just makes it look more complex and gives it more depth. I waited about 10 or 15 minutes or so for that paint I squirted on to dry. It will not dry completely, but what I'm doing is I'm taking a blow dryer and I'm moving that paint around in all directions. Just by letting that paint sit there for 10-15 minutes, just the outside edges of those paint squirts are going to dry. Then when I blow this paint around with my blow dryer, just in all different directions, you're going to be able to see very thin, fine, viney lines that you see in actual marble. And then I take my mister bottle and I start misting all of those squiggly lines and doing the same thing with my blow dryer. I'm just moving that paint around in all different directions, but I don't want to dry it completely just yet. And then I'm going to take a paper towel and dab at the wetness and dab off some of that paint. And this also deposits it and makes it just look like that stone effect, or like stone, like marble has in it. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Sometimes it can be hard to describe things. But yeah, I'm just tapping and dabbing off some of that paint, but it is leaving on paint and it just looks like stone. And because I had so much of that mixture left over from my faux marble, I'm going to kind of do like a paint wash effect on the front of it. I'm taking my paintbrush and I'm brushing on the paint and I'm tapping it on and I'm swirling it on. And I do on occasion will take a paper towel and wipe some of it off and tap it and dab it and continue that process all the way around on both the front and on the sides. The dresser did come with a mirror and it had this old label on it. Can you read this? I tried really hard to, but I was not able to. If you can, let me know what it says down in the comments. I tapped in some more white and some more of the General Finishes blue color onto the top 3 drawers to kind of highlight those raised stencils a little bit more and just give them more of a definition and more depth. On the front 2 drawers, I wanted to add some stripes. So I'm using this blue painter's tape and I'm using it to measure the width of my stripes. So I'm adding my first 2 strips of tape to the middle. I always start in the middle. That way I ensure I have perfect measurements all the way end to end and I don't end up having one thick stripe on one side and one thin stripe on the other side. Once I get all of my tape down, I'm taking some polyurethane. This is a triple thick, or you can use whatever you have available to you, and I'm sealing the edges of the tape. This helps when you pull the tape off, you have nice, crisp, clean lines. I'm using Rust-Oleum brand metallic paint in the color called Champagne, and I am brushing in one direction to paint on my stripes. It's also important to wait for that polyurethane sealer to dry completely before you paint on your stripes or paint over your tape. That sealer just creates a barrier so there's no bleed through underneath of your tape. And then I'm just taking that same champagne color and I'm dry brushing along the edges of the top, as well as over the raised stencils and on the edges and the corners, kind of pretty much all over the dresser. I did dry brushing. These are brand new stamps. These are the peony stamps from IOD, and because they're brand new, I need to prep them. So I'm taking a Hag Grit sandpaper, which is a 220, and I'm lightly sanding my stamping surface. For my first stamp, I applied it to the plastic backing that it comes with, and then I did my stamp. I did change up my method after this first stamp because this dresser was curvy and had so many details on the drawer fronts. I went with just using the stamp itself and not using that plastic because it was easier to move it around the curves and push it down in the areas with the decorative insets and things like that. I did not end up liking my first stamp, so I took a wet towel and I wiped off the ink, which made it look more faded, and I absolutely loved it actually after that, so it ended up being a happy accident. I took some spray lacquer and I sealed my gold metallic stripes. That way the paint wouldn't pull off when I wiped them after I stamped. I cleaned my hardware really well and then sprayed them using this gold spray paint. To tone down the gold spray paint, I'm using this gold gilding wax and a artist brush and applying it to the handles. These stamps came with some bonus masking, so I'm using those to apply some stamps to look like they are behind other stamps. So basically you just take this masking and you cover up the image you have already stamped, and then you can stamp over top of the image you had already stamped. I repeated the same process on the mirror. I painted it in the 2-color blend with the General Finishes milk paint as well as the Waverly paint, and then I dry brushed over top of it the Fusion Mineral paint, and then I dry brushed that gold metallic paint just so everything matched. Originally, I wanted to do the stamp paint stamp technique, but I did change my mind and I did a watercolor effect on the stamps that I had on the dresser. I'm using various watercolor paints and just painting on the colors of the flowers and of the leaves. When the watercolors were dry, I used a spray lacquer to seal them. That way, when I applied my polyurethane, the colors didn't run. I used my triple thick polyurethane to seal everything. I did give it 3 coats on the top and 2 coats on the base. Even though this is triple thick poly, I wanted it to be good and durable. I do not tape off glass or mirrors when I'm painting around them because it is so easy to get the paint off with a little bit of elbow grease and either some vinegar or some window cleaner. It's really not necessary in my opinion. I mean, I gotta clean the mirror or the glass anyways. Last step was putting on the handles, and let's have a quick look at the before we check out the final reveal. Let me know if you think I nailed that romantic revival prompt. I hope you all love this video and enjoyed it. I hope I've inspired you today, and if I did, please remember to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you like content like this. Thanks again, you all, so much for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye, you guys.